Okay, Christmas Eve is upon us. Season to be jolly and all the rest of it. I'm sure I'll be jolly tonight. That's after about, how many hours are left? Well, I've probably got 7 hours in here before I venture over and have a couple of jars. Lot going on, lot happened. One or two fresh videos. Obviously you've seen what's happened with these new runs on this small battery with this new carbon. No major secret with that carbon. I said I'd say what it is, and I don't mean the other one that I haven't told you about yet. I'm talking about this new carbon. And I didn't realise how much research was available on this particular carbon, or the carbon from this particular product, waste product shall we say. Because when I got those results I thought, wow, that's impressive, and I looked on Google Scholar, and if you do the same, there's masses on it, masses and masses of information. And what it was, I actually showed this a couple of weeks back in a video. I showed a tub of this stuff, and it was coffee grinds, and that is the best carbon to date for me, I think. But all of the reasons as to why that is so good will be apparent if you put it into Google Scholar. Don't ask me, I won't answer any questions on it, it's all there. But it is to do with nitrogen. So, yeah, like I say, lots happened, lots gone on. Wow. What was it, about an hour and a half ago I looked at Robert excuse me, Robert Murray Smith's new little video. Wow, impressive. Yeah, too good, too right. I was impressed by the graphic art. I don't want to talk about the battery because A, we don't need to know anything about that battery, do we? It's good. And B, well, I'm jealous, so I don't want to talk about that thing. Blade, whatever it is. But yeah, thumbs up to RMS and the team. Wish them all the best for the future, obviously. I'd love to see that in action properly, you know, so the power blade. So anyway, from my side of it, there's a few things that I'm not happy about, and I'm not going to talk about them today because it's season to be jolly, isn't it, you know? But I will be talking about them in the new year. So anyway, as far as I'm concerned, over the Christmas period I'm going to upload some videos because I will be here tomorrow, Christmas Day. Once I've got a few things sorted, been to see my son and stuff like that, had something to eat, I'm coming back here. Later on, obviously. I mean, I'm not going to be here till, you know, sort of 2 in the morning. I'm going to be here till, I don't know, maybe 8 PM on the evening, and then go for a couple of wets, as you do. But hopefully I'm going to show you some stuff. I've said that I want to put a 12-volt battery into play, so I'm hoping that's going to happen. And what I want to do is show half a dozen different carbons from waste materials that I've produced, and we'll just have a look at them and see how good they are. They'll all get the same treatment, they'll all get the same charge time, they'll all get the same load, and so on and so on. So that's how it, hopefully it will go. I mean, I've still got stuff in the kiln. I'm firing some stuff now, which I'm hoping will be, again, the next best carbon. But I've got to be honest, that coffee grinds, that will take some beating. Now, according to the internet, there's millions of tons of the stuff gets thrown away every year, and I can well believe that, because I've just got one place that I go to for the coffee grinds, and you know, I get like in a week a big tub full, you know. So I mean, don't forget, this is on a daily basis, you know. That's just one tiny little outlet, you know. I shudder to think how many I could collect if I went around the local area and said, look, you know, can you save these until the end of the week for me, I think it would be unmanageable. I wouldn't know where to store the stuff, you know. I don't think I could process the stuff quick enough. So, you know, you'd have to upscale everything, you know. But anyway, that's that. Where I am now with this particular battery, I'm running it now, and it's, well, you know, every time I run it, you know, I'm getting good results every single time. It does vary, it is up and down, and I have been tweaking the electrolyte here and there, but I'm kind of at a stalemate. It will only give X amount of time on that load, so I'm kind of at a stalemate. Now, I know why that is. It's chemistry. I've stuck with the same. I'd got some chemistry mixed already, and it was a deep detective solvent. It was on the bench, and I used it. So I thought, well, do you know what? I've got to continue using it now, because I can't test all these new carbons and keep flitting from this one to that one on the electrolytes. I did the ones just because I did say in the video that, am I going mad? You know, did that really just happen? So I did change the electrolyte there to a completely different electrolyte, and got a really good result again. So I feel if I now play the percentage game, and this is up on some of my comments with someone the other day about playing the percentage game, how can I get that slightly better? Well, there's all sorts of stuff. Let's forget separators for a minute, but your binder, you know, I could probably tweak that binder and get another 5%, 3%, you know, something like that. Other stuff, tweaking the carbon, I feel I could probably get another 8–10%. Electrolyte, you know, upwards to 50%, I think, personally. That's my personal view. But, you know, electrolyte, you could be talking 30%, 35, 40, up to 50%. That's what I feel. That will be the biggest percentage area. And there's all sorts of other things, construction, you know, where you can gain a few percent. And of course, everyone keeps saying to me about, you know, putting this stuff in the kiln as per the Robert Murray Smith video. Okay, I'm going to do it, I'm going to try it. Because at the end of the day, it's probably something that, well, sorry, no, it's not probably, it is something that will actually give us another percentage again, and it involves surface area. And I've been talking about this surface area now for so long. I don't know how to calculate it, or I don't know how long it is, but it's a long time. Surface area, not just on the collector plate, because it's also surface area within your active materials, isn't it? So, you know, surface area, I've been banging on about this for a long time. Now, what most people probably won't know, the new subscribers to my channel, is I've been using carbon fibre weave for well over a year. All of my earlier videos involved carbon fibre weave. I know its properties, I know how good it is, and all the rest of it, but the one sticking point for me was managing that stuff, those fraying edges and stuff like that. And I'm still hell-bent on producing something of my own to replace it, and that's all there is to it. That's why I've resisted all the efforts to put some in the kiln and get this massive surface area, this extra 20% of surface area, which acts as an active material and a collector all on its own, because I've proved that with graphite, my graphite plates, which they're in the dumpster, they're gone. It's from China, as I've explained, so I'm not going to use it anymore. That's simple. So yeah, you know, I can try that. It will be, I feel, not a worthwhile exercise for me because of what I've just said. So I'm just looking at this again, and you know, we're on an hour again, aren't we? You know, and it's still running. It's still 0.7 of a volt. So it's this carbon's proving a point. It really is. It's not, the reaction isn't with the aluminium, I'm glad to say, because I've checked for that, tested it and all the rest of it. So where was I kind of lost the thread a bit then, because I looked at that, didn't I? But anyway, I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. I won't go on for too long, but I'd just like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, obviously, and look forward to, I'm guessing that you'll see my videos after Christmas. You're not going to see them over the Christmas, because the biggest percentage of you people that watch my channel will be doing family stuff and celebrating and all the rest of it, which is great. So look forward to some useful comments after the Christmas then, shall I? So yeah, happy Christmas, have a good New Year, the start to it, and I'll see you all soon. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. Is that better? I think that was better, wasn't it? Yeah. You know, I said I'll be back. Well, I'm back. I totally forgot, didn't I? Talking about everything else. I did say that I was going to tell you what that other blend of carbon was, the one I've been using all along, the one you saw in the big battery, you know, that gave the 5+ amps peak, that was not even activated. And that, of course, that's the other percentage that I'm talking about, and I forgot to talk about, didn't I? Or I forgot to mention that you know, another 20% can be had with surface activation, with micropores as well. So what was it then? Well, before I tell you that, I'll tell you what I had to do, or what I was doing at the time to try and contain this sugar. And that's what it was all about. So this was really by accident that this happened. And more often than not, you'll hear people say in laboratories, it's an accident sometimes that happens. You didn't mean to do it, but you thought, wow, look at that, you know. So anyway, this is not such, you know, it's not wow like that. But sugar, I've said in my videos that what I do, I use sugar quite a lot to blend with other carbons, and what that does, I mean, as at the moment, that is caramelized sugar. So if you put that in your kiln, even just a bit, it foams like mad, and you can actually kill your kiln. I've killed mine 3 times with the sugar now. So I got fed up with that. I thought, how can I contain this sugar? What can I do to stop that mad foaming? And I came up with a solution. It was an additive. Now I have said also that this additive is not a waste material, but it is so cheap to buy that you could afford to use it. So I put this in the sugar and I mixed it up to a paste, cake, and you've seen it in my big tray, and that's what I put in the kiln. And lo and behold, the sugar barely moves in the jar, in the container that's in the kiln. And I thought, wow, that's fantastic. So what happened next, where this is where the accident comes in. The first run, me being me, you know, haste and all the rest of it, I mixed it up really quickly and got it in the kiln. So when it was fired and I got it out of the kiln, I noticed that at the bottom of this clump of sugar carbon with this additive, at the bottom I hadn't stirred it correctly, and there was a clump of this stuff that was now carbonised. So I thought, okay, there's 2 materials to test here. There's the sugar with this material in it, and there's just this material, and I tested both, and lo and behold, this material that I added worked as a carbon all on its own. So obviously with the sugar it worked better, So that's the mix, that's the blend. So what is this material then? Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. If you were thinking that it was going to be something fantastic, I'm going to show you what it is. And that's it. Flour. Now, sometimes I like to give clues in my videos, and I must have said the word flour 50 times about grinding up these carbons to a flour. I tried to emphasise the word flour just in case someone picked up on it, but no one did. So that's it. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Someone was knocking on the door. Yeah, so where was I? Flour. That's it. Just flour, you know. Used it to obviously, you know, contain that sugar, contain that foaming, and it worked. Flour and sugar works extremely well. If you activate it, you do get another percentage in terms of power. So yeah, that's it. I said I'd tell everyone what it is. I've had some stick over it, to be honest, because you know, certain people thought I should tell them now, but hey, you know, I do things my way, that's it. So I haven't blended this coffee carbon yet. Sorry, I tell a lie. I have blended the coffee carbon. It is a blend, and again, I tried. Do you know what? Some of the time when I use sugar as a blend, it's for a reason, and the sugar also helps me to carbonise another material, i.e. I'll show you. In that jar there, now this is a stainless steel container. It's a coffee container. In that container there is, I've got a tub been sat around for 9 months, and it contained all of the tiny fragments of leaves from where I was taking the chlorophyll from the leaves, and I dried it out, and it sat in the tub, and I thought I'm going to carbonise it and have a little look at it. So I carbonised some of the leaves, and you've got to be ever so careful with stuff like that, because it just turned to ash. I lost it, you know, gone. So I thought, okay, I'm going to blend it with sugar, and there it is, like a cake. Leaves, bits of leaves, and I know for a fact that that will fire up. I won't lose the leaves because the sugar will contain it, like that flour contained the sugar. And this is the sort of stuff that you've got to do. Lots of stuff I'll put with sugar to stop me losing it, you know. And it works. So, you know, some little tips for you there. If you've got a kiln and you're making carbons in your kiln, I can't give you times and all the rest, and temperatures, and you've got to do that for yourselves. It's called experimentation. I'm still experimenting. I'm still doing things, you know, with temperatures and times and all the rest of it. And I was on Google Scholar till about, I don't know, maybe 3 o'clock this morning, something like that. And I was looking at microwave carbonisation. It's obviously a subject that fascinates me, but I haven't had the time to put into it yet. Activating carbons in a microwave can take minutes. Not so sure, you know, with stuff like phosphoric acid and also stuff like zinc chloride, again, as per the K-Rex video, zinc chloride in the kiln. But you see, if you do it in the kiln, you've got probably up to an hour and a half of getting that stuff up to temperature to stabilise everything. If you just blast it up to 950 or 1000 degrees, you get problems. You really do. Massive fuming and all sorts of stuff. So you got to take it easy. Now that's an hour and a half. Now let's just say you wanted to leave the, the kiln at the temperature you've set, or the temperature you want, for 2 hours. That's 3.5 hours already. And then you've got at least an hour and a half of cooling time. So, you just that one carbon, you're almost on a day's worth of effort in a kiln. So obviously, looking at this stuff on Google Scholar, microwave activation of carbon can take like 6 minutes. And the power levels that they seem to use, this isn't on full power. This is on some, I read one, it was 350 watts. The other one was 600 watts. And so on and so on. I can see this is going to be a complete waste of time. I keep getting disturbed. And my door's just there, so this is quite a small area. My door is literally behind that stand there, and someone was like pushing the door. But anyways, I think you got the gist of what I'm saying about this microwave activation. It's something I'm going to look at in the new year, most certainly. I've got a feeling that you might need a decent fume hood or a fume cupboard. I've got a good fume hood with good extraction, filtered, but I haven't got to buying a fume cupboard yet, because they're quite expensive. So not certain that I'd want to even entertain that just yet in this area. I am actively looking for somewhere that's slightly larger now, because I'm just cramped up a little bit, So anyway, this really is goodbye. I'm not going to say I'll be back, although I will. See you later.